represent. It's externally facing side of the role, where you're basically the face of your LC. So, for example, you go to the government, or you go to the external event, or you just maybe giving a speech to students in the university as the representative of AIESEC local committee president. So it's about just communication with others, sometimes communication with your partners. So it's also an important thing. Then, so how you will move during your leadership experience, how your leadership will transform, and how I can say the perception of your team to you will change during this experience. So you will start from something like rights, and the phrase like you have to. So you will work on things that you have to work on, and it's something authoritative. Then it moves to the second level about relationships and the permission. So you starting to hear what people want to, and you move from one step to another. Then, of course, you did something you have to, you did something you want to, and then you get some results. And then you, I can say, analyze, and you move and you transform your leadership to the stage of what you've done for the organization. So it's also important. Then you move to the reproduction of what you have done for the team. So moving from something white to something team oriented. And then it's the final phase of respect, and people follow you because of who you are and the qualities that you have. So that's the transformation. People follow you because they have to, because they want to, because you've done something for the organization, then because you've done something for them, and then just because of who you are. They will not love you because you are you from the first meeting, from the first touch point. So don't expect that. It's the way. It's not something that just will be will magically appear. So moving forward, of course, you start from team selections, and after we will complete an academy, you will select your team. And I see like we have 3 team leaders here, so you went through this process. And to select your team, you will need to ask yourself a few questions. First is, what do I and others have to know about potential candidate to ensure further success and stability of the LC or the project, organization, something. Depends on what you plan to lead. Then, what is the profile of the person I see local committee needs right now? It's also an important part, and you will understand how you can understand if this person is suitable or not. And the last question you ask yourself when it goes to the team selection is, what questions and selection stages I can do or I can provide to the potential candidate to check person qualifications and motives, to ensure about profile alignment, and to ensure the success and stability of LC. So you ask yourself those questions, and then you have a plan in your mind of whom you will accept and whom you will reject on the selection stages. So it's important not to take everyone, because sometimes you clearly understand that the person is not ready. So you need to take people that are ready to take this experience, and it's an important thing. And I wanted to ask you if you heard about the 5 dysfunctions of the team, if you know about that, like about that book. Maybe you read it. You can just set reaction or tell yes or no. Imran, no. Sungi, no. Okay, so it will be the brief, I can say, dive into this book, and I really recommend you to read it. So it's about how you have to work with the team to build it, and the 5 stages. So first, dysfunction is the absence of trust. So you need to move from I don't trust you to I trust you. And on the first stages, you have to share vulnerabilities and build mutual trusts. And the worst thing I think you can do here is conceals weaknesses and fears. So you need to be vulnerable on that. Then the next stage is fear of conflict. Usually people feel and think that conflict is something bad, and you have to move from unconstructive conflict or harmony visibility to I will try to solve issue like even if it's not comfortable. So that's how you need to work with that. So for example, here what you should do as a leader is to engage in constructive debate and value diverse perspective. So it's also important thing for you to avoid the dysfunction of the team. The worst thing to do here is to avoid healthy debate and seek artificial harmony. It's something that will make your team dysfunctional in general. Then it's the lack of commitment. And what can you do here is, so you need to move from the phrase I do what I do and that's enough to the phrase we do that for a big goal together. And here you need to commit to decisions, and you need to commit your team to decision-making process and embrace accountability. And the worst thing to do here is not to make any decisions or make unclear decisions. The next phase is it's not my responsibility. Okay, let me accept. So the next, you need to move from it's not my responsibility to it's important to me. It sounds difficult to move from this part to this part, but when you have big experience and when you worked on previous stages, it's gonna be easier. And here you need to hold peers accountable and maintain high standards. It's like the second part is important because when you allow people to do less, they get used to that, and then they think, okay, why should I do more? So it's important to keep these high standards, the discipline, etc. And the worst thing here is shun's responsibility, ignore low standards. So that's the worst thing that you can do here. And the last part is just lack of results, but actually is the consequence of the previous stages. And here, what should you do to achieve results? You should focus on team success and celebrate collective results. It's important to celebrate exactly collective, because sometimes you can highlight someone and others will think, okay, why I'm here? I didn't achieve anything, and they celebrate without me. So it's important to make it collective. But the worst thing here is to prioritize individual goals and neglect team outcomes. So here the focus is team in general. So that's how you build your team and make it functional, performing, and that's the way you move to. So that's the first part of lead experience. Then, next part is vision creation. It's important when your team have a vision, and the vision is something personal for your team. Is something that you work with, and you are inspired of just with your team. It's not connected to other teams. It's not connected to other organization. It's just something you create for yourself. And what it consists of, first is, of course, it's your team. If you don't have a team, it's not possible. Then it's uniqueness. So in your team, you need to understand what makes you unique team, why you're different from all other teams in the world. Of course, it's difficult, but that's the best question for you to feel safe and also feel connected to each other. Then you need to understand your deep passions together, and you need to align those passions to understand that you came here for a reason and you have one mutual reason to be here, and that's your deep passion, and that's something that will move you forward. Then vision consists of impact. So of course you can be passionate about making this or that, but when it doesn't include impact, it doesn't make sense. It will be not that strong. So you will need to think what you want to do for your society, for your maybe peers, for the youth of Malawi, or for youth of the world in general. Depends on the team. So you need to think on the impact that you do. Then it's about values. So to be a strong team and to create strong vision, you need to understand what you value as the team, and then you will have a vision. I will show you a few examples of vision that we had or we have right now. So, for example, a few years ago, I was a conference committee president of Forum ULEAD in Russia. And our vision was learn and light up your power. And that was the combination of like the impact, passion, values, and uniqueness. So we thought that our uniqueness is something light. Our deep passion is to help youth to understand who they are and not to be shy about sharing their passions. The impact that we wanted to do is to help young people to, I can say, to bloom. And our values was like we're mostly like an AIESEC values that I will show you. So our vision was learn and light up your power. Then here, MC Blazing, it's actually the member committee team of AIESEC in Malawi right now. And our vision is ignite the change, lead with purpose. Why this vision? It's because of our uniqueness is our contest. We came here and we make a lot of things almost from scratch. So, and there were a lot of unsuccessful attempts to open AIESEC in Malawi. So our goal and our vision and our passion here is to stop attempting, is to make it strong and to make the change in the organization and in the country. And then lead with purpose is more about our values, because we value harmony and we value making it with love, I can say. And the third vision example is